What's up, YouTube? This is, in this case, Too Raw Media. Before I get into this video, I want to thank you all for showing love to the channel. You know, many of you guys have been very generous this holiday season as far as donations. Even the anonymous ones, I want to thank you for showing love. I truly appreciate it. I also want to give a shout out to Dane, I think it's Dane Michele. Hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I think it's Dane Michele for the $25 donation via the PayPal. You said, appreciate you keeping it real regarding the Kendrick Perkins subject regarding LeBron James. They can all kiss my ass too. Again, thanks for what you do. Much appreciated, man. Shout out to you for showing love once again. I truly appreciate all of you, man. So, Gilbert Arenas, I believe he said this on his podcast, said something about Halle Berry. There's a lot of people upset, especially those on the Me Too spectrum. You know what I'm saying? They're upset at him for saying this. Even though what he said is just something he observed. These people who are upset at Gil should really be upset at the men who made these accusations, or these claims, I should say, rather than something that Gil said. But you know how it is, man. We always catch flack. It's always us. You know, no matter what it is, somehow it's always our fault. So, what did Gil say? Well, Gilbert Arenas alleges that these white power figures in Hollywood all claimed that they slept with superstar Halle Berry. I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. This comes from Atlantic Black Star. Former NBA player Gilbert Arenas has the internet divided after a viral video of him claiming to have overheard a conversation about convicted sex offender Harvey Weinstein and other Hollywood's most notable actresses, Halle Berry. So Gilbert Arenas claims he overheard a conversation confirming that Halle Berry slept with Harvey Weinstein and other white Hollywood executives to land movie roles. So 3 years ago, of course, Weinstein was convicted of third-degree rape. I should have said that word. Third-degree, you know what. In order to register as a sex offender. His prosecution galvanized the Me Too movement, which has since brought nationwide attention to incidences of assault and harassment. Even though, in my opinion, the media seems to only target black men. And I think there's a lot of people's opinions, but hey, whatever. The disgraced filmmaker and producer was found guilty and sentenced to 23 years in prison for charges in New York. During the trial, more alleged victims came forth with more accusations of assault, leading Weinstein to be sentenced to 16 years earlier this year for taking it, forcible sex, and assault charges in L.A. The 71-year-old has also been accused of blocking models and actresses from furthering their careers after failing to accept his advances. Arenas is suggesting that might be the case with Berry, who played the lead in the 2001 movie Monsters Ball. In a viral video circulating online from his Twitch show, No Chill with Gilbert Arenas, the former Wizards player said it was 2003 or 2004. I went to the playoff series and Halle Berry's walking by and I'm like, oh shit, Halle Berry. Damn, she fine. He said he was sitting near 4 or 5 white dudes and Harvey Weinstein was one of them. He claimed he was sitting close enough to hear the men's conversation and he heard someone say, oh, now she's acting like she doesn't know us? She wasn't saying that when she needed that part. Arenas did look into the camera and said, every single one of them hit. I was like, no, not Halle, not them, yuck. He continued, "Damn, they got the Barry." After the video spread on social media, fans online began to dispute the allegation in the comment section of Neighborhood Talks video. Some people believe it could be true, while others are suggesting it's a blatant lie. For that, many suggested Barry sue Arenas for spreading a defamatory rumor. Let me tell you something, man. This is what bothers me about people. When allegations came out about Will Smith allegedly engaging in behaviors, right? Illicit behaviors to get movie roles. With the exception of his strongest supporters, most hardcore supporters, everyone clowns Will Smith for that. No one looked upon him as a victim for that, right? They clown him for it. And worse, right? Call him defamatory names. Oh, we already knew Will was look, let me say this. None of us know exactly what Halle Berry did or has done to get her roles. All I can say is that I'm 43 years old. I'm a pretty voracious reader, right? You can't believe everything you read. But I've read for a very, very long time that allegedly, Halle Berry had no qualms about sleeping with someone to get a role. Look, I don't know whether these things are true, but these are some of the rumors that I've read about Halle Berry over the years. And when I say rumors, I'm not talking about one account or two accounts. It's like all over social media. For years. For 20 years at least. I've read that ever since she was in her early 20s, she was a kept woman for a big shot Hollywood producer. Now, who that was, I don't know. Okay? By that I mean, more or less, she was living with somebody that could help her career in exchange for favors. And those favors were of the physical kind, right? I have read that throughout the 1990s, in order to advance her career, that she did engage in acts with producers and even high-powered actors to advance her career. The Harvey Weinstein thing, that's not new to me. I've been heard that. I've heard that almost 20 years ago. That, when she really had that push. Like, before she was a star. Don't get me wrong. In the 90s, she was a star. But 2000, 2001, 2002, she had Swordfish. She had Monsters Ball. And later on, she had that terrible turn as Catwoman. But it was around that time she went from being a star to a superstar. Well, in the black community, she was always a superstar, but she became a mainstream success sometime in the early 2000s. It was around that time that allegedly she, was doing some things. And look, there's always this rumor, allegedly, I can't prove this, but there's always been this rumor that scene with her and Billy Bob Thornton in Monsters Ball was not simulated. It was almost as real as it gets. I don't want to go into detail about it on YouTube, but you could do your own research about that. Now, am I trying to shame Halle Berry? No, I'm not. Did what she had to do, or at least what she felt she had to do to advance her career. at the same time, I do want to state that for every Harvey Weinstein now, right, there is a Tyler Perry. There is a Lee Daniels. And these men are preying on young men. People don't get up in arms about what Jada Pinkett allegedly has done to young black males, to the point where, as Jaguar White, who everyone loved to quote when she's dissing a black man, to the point where she said that Jada Pinkett had young black men running, screaming, running from the house because they were horrified at what they were trying to get them to do. So, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to be condemning everybody, condemn one side, condemn all of it. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not surprised by this. I believe that those men were telling the truth. What do they got to lie for? What in the world do those men have to lie about? Those men run Hollywood. They don't have to lie about that. Most certainly that he probably did have sex with Halle Berry. And there was many others. I mean, I don't even want to, man, there are so many different people that I can name right now who are rumored to have slept their way to the top. I mean, hell, we have someone in politics right now who has never seriously denied sleeping to the top or damn to the top. To me, I think what a lot of people should be shaming are the people who do that, because they're taking spots away from women who are trying to earn their spot the right way, through their skills, through their hard work. You got women who are using the antiquated sexist system to their advantage, weaponizing sex as a way to catapult their way to the top, when that cheats the system, because these women haven't adequately done a lot of things to prove that they deserve to be where they are. But anyway, that's just my take on it, man. Like, I don't think people should really be attacking Gilbert Arenas. He's telling you what he heard. And when it comes to Halle Berry, I mean, that's just how it works. It's not new, man. It's not new. I can tell you, man. I can tell you about Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney. There's a star, right? There's an old time Hollywood star who, for until their dying day, claimed that they walked in on Mickey Rooney, who at the time was, let me see, Mickey Rooney was born in 1920. Elizabeth Taylor was born, I think, 1931. So I think he would have been like 23. Anyway, Mickey Rooney was in his early 20s. It was around the time that National Velvet came out, or just before. There was a star that claimed that they saw Mickey Rooney receiving fellatio from a 12-year-old Elizabeth Taylor. Fuck all the Josh Giddey and Karl Malones. This is Mickey Rooney, who's celebrated for his entire career. See, a lot of people don't know the real deal about old school Hollywood. Shirley Temple, as a young girl, had to literally run away from Hollywood executives trying to harass her. And when I say as a young girl, I'm not talking about 16, 17. I'm talking 10, 11, 12 years old. Hollywood has been a weird, disgusting place since its inception. So none of these things surprise me. This is what it's about. Do you know how many people who, let's be real, let's keep it 100 all the way. Do you know how many people we look at When we look at, like, if you do look at pornography, you know how many of those people came to Hollywood thinking they were going to be stars, and they wound up seeing how it really is, and they wound up having to be forced to do those types of movies, hooked on drugs, miserable. There has to be something going on in Hollywood that makes a lot of these people become. You have to be almost a monster to thrive in Hollywood. You have to almost have no real conscience. And if you're a weak person, it's just not for you. And then you wonder why there's so many people who have so much talent and they don't seem to succeed. It's because they weren't willing to sell their souls. They weren't willing to do the terrible things you have to do oftentimes to be successful. Now I'm going at a whole other slippery slope talking, this type of stuff, man. So it is what it is. Like I said, this doesn't surprise me at all. But tell me what you guys think.